Hey, it's after school.
Kick back and relax.
Well,
Woohoo!
Easy for you. I got to find where Coach put that last piece of lasagna in here. It stinks. I think he hid it under something.
Well, didn't he say this used to be the weight room or something?
It used to be the wrestling room.
Oh,
here.
wrestling.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So in the show today, we talked about cool apps and extensions that you can add to your browser to make it so much more productive. And hopefully, if you haven't had a chance to watch that one, go back and check it out. There are some really cool, powerful tools in there. You've got Goober. You've got the YouTube.
Uber.
Yeah, you've got all that cool stuff.
Yeah, you'll figure it out because we haven't.
No.
But
no. It's got good stuff. It's got Grammarly and my favorite clippings, which sounds kind of creepy if you just say.
Yeah, clippings.
Yeah, I've got clippings.
I've got clippings.
I've collected a lot of clippings and I use them on my students' work.
Clip.
Yeah.
All right, but how about if you really don't know much about Google Chrome, you don't even know where to get started. Maybe you just have a new computer and you want to install Google Chrome.
Yeah, maybe you're new to the area. Maybe you work at a hot dog stand.
Right.
There's a lot of maybes here.
Yeah, it could be.
So we want to introduce you to Google.
Get going with Google now. Actually, there is a Google now.
There is.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me.
But anyhow, the first thing you need to do is install Google Chrome on your browser. It's not that hard. You got to go open up your computer, open up a browser. Don't use anymore. And
whoa, we can't be throwing that word around
I know,
here.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I forgot. That's a vulgarity now.
Yep.
Anyhow, so install Google Chrome. Just do Chrome browser. You'll find it. And then you'll need to sign into Chrome. And of course, before you can sign into Chrome, you need to have a Google account. Well, if you don't have a Google account,
why are you watching this?
Right.
Yeah, we can't help you.
No, we can't help you.
We can't help you.
So you'll need
and it's not that we just have like these ties to Google. It's not that way at all. In fact, my primary browser is Firefox. My secondary browser.
Let me check my account here and see how much Google's putting in my account. Oh, good.
$0.
Good.
Yep.
All right, so you need those things. What else? What else do we need?
You need to be able to sign in there and then start looking for apps and extensions, right? These are tools that will make your browser more powerful. We talked about those in the last episode. Things like Grammarly, things like Goobrick.
I just don't like that name, Goobrick, but whatever. Whatever. And what you'll have to do is kind of get used to the Google Chrome browser. It's a little bit different. They have the three little lines over on the upper right-hand side, and you click that, and you go to settings, and you can see the apps that you have and the extensions that you have. And with Google Chrome, there's a difference between extensions and apps. But believe me, if I can figure it out, if Chris can figure it out, so can you. So you need to kind of get in the hang of that and get figuring out what that is. So what I really like to do is I like this Wise Stamp extension that I add to Google Chrome. It works with your Gmail, and it automatically adds a very professional-looking signature to your email.
Yeah, have you ever seen that where you're like, someone sends you an email and there's this great signature. It's got icons for the different social media networks.
Your latest blog update.
Right, yeah, it's got all this stuff attached to it. That is Wise Stamp, which is an app in that tool. If you're not already, you should use Drive. We use Drive a ton when we're planning the cool things to talk about on this show. And you can create folders that only a handful of people can see. You can give permissions to specific documents. You can upload images and videos and share them in unique ways. It is the most powerful. It's like giving someone access or very specific access to your hard drive almost on your computer to allow them to get into the things that you want, except it's built into the Google universe.
Right, and then schools who are using Google Chromebooks and are using Google Chrome probably exclusively, I'm sure, I'd like to hear from you teachers out there, I'm sure that the schools have now pretty much eliminated shared folders on their network because they're probably just using Google Drive.
And sadly, they probably also eliminated chocolate milk from the lunch menu, which was the only reason
that was the only
went.
reason you went to school.
That and tater triangles. Remember those?
No, I don't remember tater triangles.
Tater triangles.
Yeah, so that sounds good though.
Oh,
Were they greasy?
Yeah,
they had to be greasy.
Yeah.
Had to be greasy. How about Google Hangouts?
Love Google Hangouts.
Yeah,
Let me talk about
too.
Google Hangouts.
Okay.
So,
Take it away, Chris.
There are two kinds of Google Hangouts. One is just the text Hangout. You click on someone's name, you start basically texting them using the Google browser. You can use primarily the people that are in the browser, and then secondarily you can actually
there are people
connect.
in this browser?
Yes, little people.
Oh, no wonder. They look kind of smallish.
Yep.
Okay, tell us what else, Chris.
Also, you can do Google Hangouts on air, which allow you. Oh, so in regular Google Hangouts,
on air.
You can text. You can send images. You can use your voice and communicate like it's an open phone line, like Skype. Or you can even do a direct video hangout. But you can do a hangout on air, which means you can invite multiple people in and you can broadcast it on YouTube.
Right.
This is all free of charge.
I know.
And there are lots of ways to do that. We'll do a whole episode on 10 things you can do with Google Hangouts.
And we need to explain how the different Google Hangouts, because sometimes it gets confusing, and then creating the events and everything. There's some great videos out there about how to use Google Hangouts, though, that you
We'll
can
introduce
find.
you to those in a later episode.
Okay, Google Plus. It's a Google social network. You can create your own communities. You can create circles. You could create circles. What I do is I create a circle and add all my students to a circle.
Yep.
And then I can share information just with my students.
Can I tell you how I use Google Plus to
Right.
do exactly that? I ask my students to join it. I add them to a circle, which is basically your kind of groups in there. And then I create a message. I turn the camera on my computer and I just say, hello students, and this, I'm going to tell you these things, and don't forget about this and that. And I send it to just those folks. There's a little button down at the bottom which allows you to send through
Right.
the email. And so I am sending a video message
Personal.
to my
And it
students.
takes you maybe 5 minutes to do it.
Less. Because
Well, it
I
might-
don't have a lot to say.
It might take me 2 minutes. For Chris, it takes him 5 minutes.
Maybe
He's a
so.
little bit slower. Anyhow, you go with the next one. You take the next one.
YouTube, but we know a lot about YouTube.
YouTube.
Right, so it's owned by Google now, so it integrates. It's an important piece of
Use YouTube.
of the
Use
Google Apps
YouTube.
package, yeah.
Set up your own YouTube channel and use it.
If you log into your Gmail, you go up into the upper corner where you see the little grid. It's basically the apps menu. It looks like little Brady Bunch squares. And you click on it, you'll
Brady
find
Bunch
that
squares. God, where did you think of that?
Brady Bunch.
It does look like the Brady Bunch
It does
squares.
look like the Brady Bunch, and you click on YouTube. It will actually use your Google credential to show you your YouTube account. You may already have one, but you've got one specific to you, and you can do all sorts of cool things with that.
And we can do a whole show on YouTube and how Chris does YouTube playlists and how you can do context-specific class activities and learning. It'll be fabulous.
That was so cool. I want to hear me say that.
That would go along with your other thing about blowing up the grade book. We have to do that one too.
It might.
Then also one last thing is make sure that you use a lot of the mobile apps with these Google tools.
Correct.
Like you can put Google Plus on your mobile device. You can put
Mm-hmm.
Hangouts. Everything can go on your mobile device as well.
Yeah. And don't forget the Chromecast browser extension.
Oh, that's right. I
so you
forgot
can
that.
stream directly from your computer to your Chromecast, which
That
plugs
little
in.
Chromecast
Think
that
about
costs
that.
$49 or something.
So instead of projectors and things like that, if you have a TV in your classroom, you plug the Chromecast thing in there.
We'll plug the Chromecast thing into your projector.
That's true. You can do that too.
Sure, as long as you have an HDMI, which
And
I'm
then-
sure every school has.
Any student in the classroom on their laptop
just
can
joking.
show their work, can
Yeah.
show exactly what they're doing on their
Right.
computer.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
You'll love being a Google person.
Hey, we're out of time, but thanks for hanging out with us. Hopefully this has given you something to think
Let's
about. Maybe
get that lasagna cleaned up.
Yeah, it's stinking.
ASAP.
See you next time.
Bye.
Thank you.